Neighbors, you better grab your disinfectant and maybe a hazmat suit, because we need to talk about what is quite possibly the most ridiculous, hilarious, and utterly predictable disaster to hit Montecito yet. Operation Salmonella, the Hypocrisy World Tour, is in full swing. Rumor has it a little cable network out in Colorado thought the title Salmonella Sussex was a little too toxic even for them, but the internet? Oh, the internet has no such qualms. The meltdown didn't start with a royal feud. It didn't start with a leaked memoir page, or even another Hollywood flop like her podcast getting axed. No, this one began with a turkey. A literal Thanksgiving turkey. Only Meghan Markle could accidentally ignite a global firestorm over a holiday bird. And yet, here we are, watching the internet explode over what commentators have already nicknamed the Salmonella Sussex scandal. Now, I know you guys are excited for more, but before we delve into further discussion, if you haven't subscribed, come on guys, what are you waiting for? Hit like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell, ASAP. So now before anyone starts clutching their pearls, let's be clear. No one actually knows for sure what happened in that beige Montecito kitchen because the evidence vanished faster than Harry's dignity. But the rumor mill? Oh, it is in overdrive, and Meghan is not handling it well. It all started when a clip surfaced online, allegedly showing Meghan in the middle of her Thanksgiving prep. Nothing dramatic, nothing incriminating on the surface, just a quick shot someone uploaded before hastily deleting it. But the internet never forgets, and it certainly never forgives. The moment the clip vanished, speculation skyrocketed. Suddenly, Twitter, TikTok, Reddit, and every royal watcher corner of the internet began dissecting the video like they were solving an international crime. She didn't wash her hands. Is that raw turkey juice on the counter? Why is the dog sniffing the cutting board? Does she even know food safety protocols? And just like that, the hashtag Salmonella Sussex was born. Memes everywhere. Reaction videos of people gagging, disgusted commentary. Endless slow-motion breakdowns with red circles and arrows pointing at questionable hygiene practices. Nobody actually knew whether there was anything truly wrong in the first place, but the internet didn't care. It was the spectacle that mattered. And Meghan was right in the middle of yet another viral disaster. Behind the scenes, insiders whispered the same thing. Meghan snapped. Because for her, this wasn't about a turkey. It was about her brand. It was about the polished, refined, camera-ready lifestyle she has spent years constructing, brick by beige, curated brick. The idea that millions of people were laughing, speculating, and calling her kitchen habits dangerous or unsanitary, it sent her into a tailspin. One Montecito source claimed Meghan was furious beyond belief, pacing through the mansion while demanding to know how a harmless family moment had turned into a global comedy roast. She kept repeating the same line, "I can't win. No matter what I do, they're determined to destroy me." Whether that's true or exaggerated, one thing is certain. Meghan's tolerance for internet chaos is gone. Finished. Absolutely depleted. Even Harry reportedly tried to calm her down, telling her that people move on quickly and it's just online noise. But Meghan? She wasn't hearing it. In her mind, this wasn't just a meme. It was an attack on her competence, her image, and her carefully managed lifestyle projects. And that hit her where it hurt most, because Meghan's entire post-royal identity has revolved around the idea of being an expert in homemaking, wellness, cooking, hosting, and elevated living. She is trying to be the West Coast Martha Stewart with a royal twist. Elegant, natural, refined, inspiring. And now the internet is calling her unsanitary over a turkey. You can imagine the fury. PR teams were reportedly dragged into emergency meetings. Phone calls flew back and forth from Montecito to Los Angeles to New York. Advisors scrambled to figure out whether they should address the viral rumor, ignore it, spin it, or bury it. But Meghan wasn't done spiraling. One insider hinted that this may have been the breaking point. Not just for the scandal, not just for the internet nonsense, but for everything. They claimed Meghan said the words, "I'm done. Absolutely done. I can't keep fighting like this." Whether she meant done with social media, done with public appearances, done with her lifestyle brand, or done with all the negativity that follows her, no one could say for sure. But the exhaustion was real. Because here is the thing. Meghan isn't new to criticism. She has been juggling accusations, narratives, and headlines for years. But something about the Salmonella Sussex chaos hit differently. It wasn't political. It wasn't about identity. It wasn't about the royals. It wasn't even about money, fame, or business. It was absurd, ridiculous, trivial. And somehow, that made it worse. When critics question your character or motives, at least you can respond with dignity. But when people are roasting your turkey handling skills to millions of viewers, where do you even start? Meanwhile, commentators on YouTube and TikTok were having the time of their lives. Even late-night TV hinted at it with a wink. And you know royal circles heard about it. The Kensington Palace press office was reportedly amused, with one insider allegedly joking that, "At least this one doesn't involve us." The irony wasn't lost on anyone. While Catherine is out there hosting carols and looking pristine, Meghan is battling rumors about raw poultry juice. It's a contrast that writes itself. But what really pushed Meghan to the edge wasn't the memes. It was the implication that she wasn't the polished, perfect hostess she has been trying so hard to become. Because Meghan doesn't just cook a turkey. She presents a turkey. She photographs a turkey. She curates a turkey. And the rumor that she might have mishandled one? Unthinkable. So now Montecito is a pressure chamber. PR chaos, brand panic, a frustrated Harry trying to play mediator, a furious Meghan trying to regain control, and an internet that refuses to let the joke die. And somewhere in that storm, Meghan reportedly whispered something none of her team expected. Maybe I should walk away from all of this for good. The turning point came the next morning when Meghan woke up to find that Salmonella Sussex wasn't fading, it was growing, trending again. More memes, more commentary, more speculation. Somehow the joke had evolved, mutating into think pieces and dramatic reenactments featuring plastic turkeys and sparkly tiaras. One influencer even posted a spoof cooking tutorial titled "How Not to Cook Like a Duchess." That one stung. By noon, Meghan had called her PR team for the third emergency Zoom meeting of the day. The mood was tense. Her voice was sharp. She wanted strategy, damage control, a counter-narrative, something that would shut the whole thing down instantly. "We're going to need fixes," she demanded. But her team didn't have a miracle to offer. One advisor gently reminded her, "This is internet humor. You can't fight memes." Another added, "If we respond, it could escalate the story." And that was it. Meghan snapped. "So I'm supposed to sit here and let people call me disgusting, dangerous, unsanitary? You want me to be quiet while they tear my reputation apart over a turkey? Are you joking?" She wasn't yelling, but she didn't have to. The frustration, the humiliation, the exhaustion, it all came pouring out at once. Harry, who had been sitting at the edge of the room, finally stepped in, trying to calm the storm. "Meg, love," he murmured. "It's not worth spiraling over. People are always going to find something. This will blow over." Wrong move. Because in that moment, Meghan didn't want reassurance. She wanted righteous fury. She wanted fire. She wanted her husband to match her outrage beat for beat. And instead, he sounded tired, exhausted. The kind of exhausted you recognize instantly in someone who's been carrying too many battles for too long. But Meghan pushed on. "This always happens," she insisted. "Every time I try to do something normal, something harmless, they twist it into a scandal. I'm sick of being everyone's punchline." Harry exhaled a deep, long, drained exhale and rubbed his face with both hands. "Meg, everything becomes a scandal because we're us," he said quietly. "We can't keep reacting like the world is ending." There it was. The truth neither of them wanted to say out loud. Their life, glamorous, privileged, wealthy as it might be, was stuck in a cycle of constant storms. Some small, some massive, some self-inflicted, some completely random like a Thanksgiving turkey. And it was breaking them down. Later that afternoon, Meghan reportedly retreated to one of the guest rooms and stayed there for hours. No calls, no texts, no meetings. Just silence. By the time Harry checked on her, she was sitting on the sofa, staring at her phone, scrolling through comments she absolutely should not have been reading. "Meg," he whispered, "stop looking at that." She didn't. She couldn't. Because somewhere in that endless stream of jokes, there were comments that cut deeper than she expected. She's obsessed with image but can't handle real life. She wants to be Martha Stewart but cooks like a YouTube fail compilation. How does she claim to empower women but falls apart over a turkey? The kitchen scandal is nothing. Her ego is the real problem. That last one hit her hard because Meghan has always believed in the power of reinvention, the carefully curated version of herself. But when the internet starts mocking the very thing you value most, it feels violently personal. Harry sat beside her, trying again. Meg, this isn't worth destroying yourself over. It's just noise. I promise you people will move on. She let out a hollow laugh. No, they won't. They never move on when it comes to me. And Harry didn't argue. That silence said everything, because he knew she wasn't entirely wrong. He knew she'd become a lightning rod for fair criticism, unfair criticism, and nonsense alike. But what he didn't know was that Meghan wasn't just upset. She was contemplating something bigger. A reset, a withdrawal, a disappearing act. Later that evening, Meghan finally voiced the thought forming in her mind. I can't keep fighting like this, Harry. Maybe I should step back. Not just now, but fully, for good. Harry froze. Step back from what? He asked cautiously. From all of it, she said. Media, public appearances, the brand, the lifestyle stuff. Everything. What's the point if people are committed to hating me no matter what I do? Harry's face fell. He wasn't shocked. He'd heard versions of this meltdown before, but this time felt different. More final. You don't have to quit everything because of a stupid rumor, he tried. It's not the rumor, she shot back. It's the pattern. The constant, endless, soul-sucking cycle. I'm tired, Harry. Really tired. The room went quiet. Not tense, just sad. Because Harry recognized that tone. It was the same tone he'd used years earlier when he realized he had to walk away from royal life to protect his sanity. And now Meghan was hitting her own breaking point. Then let's take a breath, Harry said softly. Let's take a break. We don't have to decide anything tonight. But Meghan shook her head. I don't want a break. I want an ending. A clean one. And just like that, the turkey scandal was no longer about a turkey. It was about identity, pressure, expectation, and the crushing weight of being Meghan Markle in 2025. Whether she'll really walk away, whether she'll stick to it, or whether this is a momentary emotional spiral, only time will tell. But one thing is certain, the Salmonella Sussex saga pushed her to a place she hadn't gone before. A place where quitting didn't just sound tempting, it sounded like freedom. I want to hear from you guys in the comments. Do you think this Salmonella Sussex scandal is blown out of proportion? Or is it a sign that Meghan's brand is fundamentally broken? And do you really believe she would ever quit the spotlight? Or is this just another dramatic threat? Let me know your thoughts. Smash that like button if you stand with the dignity of the real royals like Catherine who know how to handle a kitchen, and subscribe so we can keep watching this soap opera unfold. Stay sharp, neighbors, and maybe wash your hands twice before touching the turkey this year. Ta-ta, and bye for now.